So I finally got my hands on Sony's new Pulse 3D wireless headset for the PlayStation 5. This took me almost 2 months to get. This thing was always sold out. So there's two main reasons why us gamers buy wireless gaming headsets. Number one is for an improved audio immersion in the games that we're playing. And number two is for competitive multiplayer. We want an edge over the people that we're competing against, and we also want to be able to communicate with our friends while we're playing our games. And then there's a small segment of us gamers who buy gaming headsets not just to play video games, but to also use these as a multi-purpose device to listen to music, watch movies, and we're gonna kind of dive into all these reasons in my review today. So let's talk design. The design of the Pulse 3D headset is clearly inspired to keep up with the theme of the PlayStation 5 console and the PlayStation 5 controller. It features this two-tone black-white finish that I'm a huge fan of, and I'm super happy that Sony kept that theme for their headset here. The headset itself does feature two perfectly circular ear cups that go over your ears. The left ear cup is where you'll find all of your controls for when you're playing video games. It has a power button, mic switch, volume rocker, mic monitor switch. There's a toggle between the loudness of game audio and chat audio when you're playing with friends online. In terms of ports, it does have USB-C for charging, which is awesome. It also does feature a 3.5mm headphone jack that you can use to actually plug the headset directly into the controller if the battery dies, or you can also use this headset on all of your other devices that have a headphone jack. It's pretty cool. You're probably asking yourself, like, where the heck are the microphones on this headset? They are there, but they're hidden. Sony calls them their dual noise canceling microphones that are actually gonna be on the left ear cup, one on the top and one on the bottom near where your mouth is. And it's supposed to provide this crystal clear audio that Sony says when you're playing video games online and chatting with friends. I did test that claim. There will be a mic test later on in the review, and I'll also give you my opinion about how good the microphone quality is later on in this video. Okay, something that I did want to bring up in this review that I wasn't quite sure I was gonna include, because even I don't really know how to articulate this point well, is that I'm just not a fan of the actual physical button placement on the left ear cup of the headset. I just find it kind of inconvenient to kind of take my hand off the controller and kind of trying to find the right volume button to raise or lower volume or to raise and lower chat audio. It just seems so finicky and kind of takes me out of the experience a little bit. I know it's such a tiny thing. I know for most people, when you're gaming on this headset, you don't really care. You're just gonna put your hand up, change the volume, get back to playing the video game. But for me, I just think they could have spent a little bit more time thinking about that whole experience. I could definitely acknowledge that with time of using the headset more, I'm probably gonna get a little bit more comfortable and used to where the buttons are, and I probably won't find it as annoying, and I probably won't mispress buttons as much as I get used to the placement itself. But nonetheless, out of the box for the first few weeks of owning the headset, I do find it inconvenient. Even for things like changing volume. Like, I would have preferred like a crown or like a little volume rocking knob to change volume instead of an actual physical button that I have to kind of click into every time I want to change the volume. It's just, I don't know. I'm not a fan, but I can recognize all gaming headsets are kind of like this, so just something that I wanted to bring up. Moving on, the ear cups themselves are attached to this white plastic frame that isn't adjustable to your head, but instead they have this little black resistant band that is adjustable to the height of your head for more comfort. That black band is also supposed to help alleviate some of the weight that you're feeling when you're wearing the headset. It's supposed to make it feel a lot lighter. Speaking of wearing these, is this headset comfortable? Short answer, yeah. A little bit of a longer answer, these are probably actually the most comfortable gaming headsets I've worn in a pretty long time. This has to be the lightest gaming headset I've ever worn by far. Not even just gaming headsets, but just like headphones in general. You barely feel the weight of this thing when you're playing video games for a long time. It's pretty good. And the ear cups themselves have a nice cushion in it, so it doesn't feel like there's too much pressure in your ear, and it's comfortable to wear over long periods of time. But overall, the design's great. Build quality is okay. Like, the plastic does make it feel a little bit cheap, but the aesthetic and sleek look of the headphones, I'm a huge fan of, and I don't think you guys will have anything to complain about in terms of how the headset looks and how it feels when you're wearing it. Like, Sony did a pretty good job. So I think the most important question to now answer in this review is, how do these headphones sound? Do they sound any good? And to be as blunt as possible, these things sound fantastic. Like, I was extremely impressed with how great they were for the price you pay for these, which is around $140 Canadian, I believe. So one of the key features of the PS5 is that it features Sony's new 3D Tempest audio tech. It's essentially this audio technology that's supposed to make you feel like you're at the center of an experience when you're playing video games, that everything you're hearing is in a three-dimensional type of space, so that things that are passing by you this way and that way and up, down, left, right, you can hear it in a 3D way. And the Pulse 3D headset was built from the ground up to take the fullest advantage of Sony's 3D Tempest audio tech when you're playing video games on your PS5. I've tested this across a variety of titles on the PS5, and again, I've been very impressed. The first game that I did want to bring up is Sackboy Adventure. This game has just so much going on in it, like as you're going through the levels, that wearing a headset that provides you 3D audio really immerses you into the game. You can really hear all the little in-game details in terms of the audio, and it just kind of brings you into that experience more. You get a kind of like a true sense of direction when you're playing that game. Spider-Man's fantastic as well, just soaring through New York City, web slinging and kicking bad guys with Sony's headset's pretty fun too. It kind of brings New York City alive in a way that it wasn't there before, because you have this true sense of direction now when you're playing through the game, because of how the audio is recreated into your ears to kind of be in a three-dimensional way. I think the best example of this though is Astro's Playroom, and thankfully this is a free game that all of you can try if you do buy the headset. There was one level in specific that really demonstrated a really good implementation of 3D audio. It's when I was flying in Astro's Playroom and I had these objects starting at the end of my screen and then flowing past my ears on a continuous basis, and I could really feel the audio coming and then leaving, and then the audio coming and then leaving as the objects were flying by me. It was really cool. Like, I really had like a sense of direction, that things were behind me as it was leaving my ear. It was something you really needed to try for yourself. I was really impressed. Sony did a great job with audio quality, and it does bleed into competitive multiplayer as well for games like Call of Duty. I think it does a great job, to be honest, to kind of give you that competitive edge that you might be looking for when you're playing video games online, especially for first-person shooters. I could clearly hear enemy footsteps in Free For All and Search and Destroy and Black Ops Cold War. I honestly felt that I was actually winning more games because I now had a headset to play with when I was playing Call of Duty versus just playing off my TV speakers or the surround sound before. Like, it does make a difference, and it is worth the money if you can get it. Another aspect of competitive multiplayer has to do with chatting and speaking with your friends online, or collaborating with players in competitive multiplayer. And in terms of the mic, it sounds okay. Like, nobody complained about it. People said that I sounded pretty good over PlayStation 5, but it's definitely not the best mic quality out there. And really, it's just because Sony didn't put a dedicated mic boom on this headset where it gets a lot closer to your mouth. But I think there's actually a specific reason for that. I'm gonna kind of get into that a little bit later in this review. But for now, I thought the mic quality was okay, and I'm gonna run an audio test for you so you can hear what the microphone quality sounds like for yourself. This is a mic test 1 2 1 2. This is a mic test with the Sony Pulse 3D PS5 headset. As much as we buy gaming headsets to play video games, you don't always have to do that. You can also use this headset to consume media as well. In terms of media, I literally mean anything from Spotify, YouTube, Netflix. The headset can work for those applications too. And as we know, Sony is the king of making media consuming headphones. Like, they have the Sony WH-1000 XM4s, which sound amazing, best in class, market leading headphones for consumers. So it's kind of like a no-brainer that Sony should have done a pretty good job with these headphones as well. Like, at least that's what you would think. And I'm gonna say, yeah, like, they sound okay. Like, they sound pretty decent on Spotify, on YouTube, and Netflix. I have no complaints. They don't sound nearly as good as Sony's XM4s, and they weren't meant to be anyways. Like, these are hundreds of dollars cheaper than those pair of headphones. But overall, these headphones get the job done. The bass is nice and strong. There's good sound separation for music you're listening to. And just overall, I think a lot of people will be pleasantly surprised by how good these are at actually just consuming basic media. I sat here thinking for like a week on why Sony just clearly had a better way to have better mic quality, and it kind of clicked in my head as I was kind of using my headphones, not just for gaming, but for consuming media too. That's exactly what Sony wants me to do. That's what Sony wants you to do if you buy these headphones, is to see them as not just for gaming, but you can use it to listen to Spotify, go on YouTube, watch Netflix movies. There's a reason why there's that 3.5mm headphone jack, not just for plugging into the controller, but you can use it to plug into your laptop, to your phone. Like, these are meant to be multi-purpose headphones. It would have been really cool if Sony put Bluetooth functionality in the headset itself, because then it could have been a true 2-in-1 wireless headphone. But for now, you can only use it with a USB dongle into the PS5 or your computer, or the headphone jack into the PS5 controller, or a headphone port in your laptop or phone. But overall, I think we can all agree that these headphones don't look like typical gaming headphones, and that's on purpose. Sony doesn't want us to just use these for gaming. They want us to use it for media too. And from a media consuming standpoint, these actually do a pretty good job. So with all that being said, who are these headphones for? To start, we've concluded that they do give you a true immersive 3D audio experience. But to be fair, there are far better headsets out there for more money that sound better. The mic quality is good, but it's not the best. Like, you can definitely find other gaming headsets out there with better mic quality with that dedicated boom mic that I was talking about. In terms of media consumption, I mean, these are probably the first gaming headphones I'd actually grab to consume media on an off chance. They sound pretty decent on Spotify, Netflix, and the fact that they don't look like gaming headphones is more of a reason for me to want to go and grab these, to use this to not just game, but to listen to media on my off time. So to tie it all together, these headphones are for people who are on a budget, because again, these are only around $140 Canadian with tax, and it's for people who don't want headphones just for playing video games. They want headphones for also consuming media like Spotify, Netflix, YouTube, just general purpose headphones. The design of this headphone speaks to that. There's a reason why there's not that microphone there. They don't want you to just use this to play video games. They want you to have some confidence in the design to kind of use this out in public to listen to your music as well, or on your computer or laptop. Overall, that's my review of the Pulse 3D headset. I totally recommend you buy it if that's kind of where your budget range is. But anyway, subscribe if you're brand new to the channel. We're on our road to 10,000 subscribers. Make sure to drop a like down below. Every single like and subscription means the world to help this channel grow. And comment down below hashtag PS5 if you did finish the video. But until next time, I'll catch all of you guys in the next one. Peace.